Hello, very charming vloggers. New angle. I kind of figured out that I could film while not being plugged into the internet. I'm such a noob at this. But, new angle, crazy new angle. It's not just white wall and door and concrete. It's the mess that I live in. Anyway, in response to other people's videos, JR, love the little, I forgot what those are called. They look like the little animal cookies that you just like use Sharpie on. Oh, they look awesome. And it was really funny when you just took it and smashed all of them. I haven't seen Lion King in such a long time. A few people on my floor and I were talking, and we're just like, oh my gosh, we should do a Disney marathon. And I'm like, oh, that'd be such a great idea. And then they said they didn't watch Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, and then I said, we're watching that. Anyway, so Sydney, sorry to hear that you lost your keys. I have a patented technology with mine. It's a protection mechanism, I guess. If any girl finds my keys, well, see for yourself. Let's just say, I know exactly where my keys are once I've lost them, and also, stupid stock monster has claimed its first victim in residence. I don't know where its partner is. I guess I should put the laundry detergent out of the frame. Haha. So much work. Anyway, Impression Week. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do for this one, mainly because I didn't really understand what it meant by Impression Week, and everyone was just like, "Oh, it's your own opinion," and stuff. I'm like, So, it took me. I think I figured it out last night. Oh, and by the way, this is Monday, not Tuesday, so it's a Monday. It's a Tuesday video being filmed on Monday, which is slightly better than filming it on Sunday. But, I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I had a burst of genius at like, I don't know, I think it was like 11 last night. Like, oh my gosh, I should totally talk about Sasha. And so, Sasha was my driver's ed teacher in Calgary. He was probably, or he was a 200-pound-ish, actually probably like 250-pound Russian guy who was a bodybuilder and stuff. And let's just say he's probably one of the most interesting people I've met. We spent, I think, 2 or 3 days just driving around Calgary, and it was just really funny. I managed to somehow get his accent down, so I know I've probably beat that to death with doing it around my family, and I've told Sean about the story. But I thought I'd bring it to light with all the other very charming vloggers. So one day, Sasha and I were just driving around, and he's told me, he turned to me and he was just like, "Okay, Kono, we have to do railways now." So I'm like, okay, where's the railway? Railroad. Railway? Oh geez, it's early. Railroad. So we drive up, and right when we get there, a train starts going by. So we're like, okay. So he's like, okay, it'll be over in about 5 minutes. So 15 minutes later, we just sort of, well, we're sitting there, and we were just sort of like waiting for the train to go, and then it kind of reached the end, and that last car was right in front, and then it started moving backwards. And meanwhile, like, Sasha looked around, and he like poked his head out of the car and saw that there were probably about 50 people behind us in a humongous line, and people were like just out of their cars, just hanging out. And so Sasha's just like, okay, Connor, I'm going to write down on your sheet that you have extreme experience with railroads and crossing railroads. So I'm like, okay. So we had to do a humongous U-turn, and it was just really, really funny because we got so close to that train, and then the train went backwards, and then it went forwards, and then it went backwards, and then we did a U-turn left because we were just like, yeah, we have other things to do, and traffic circles, and not very fun stuff. Like taking me on Deerfoot the first day, that probably was the scariest thing I've ever done. Like, I was scared for my life. But he's just like, oh, do not worry, Connor, you are a good driver. You will drive safe. And meanwhile, I'm going probably, whatever the legal speed limit on Deerfoot is, I forgot, 100? Something like that. I was scared. Like, there's people merging who's just like, no, gets into other lane. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So, as you can probably tell, I picked up Sasha's accent pretty quickly. I have a talent with that, except I can't do Scottish accents at all. So, I'll have to pick up laundry soon. Random fact. My throat's really, really filled. That's not the right word. Feels a bit clogged. Anyway. I don't really know what else to talk about. I will see everyone on their respective days, potentially. Hope to see everyone's... What week are we on now? We had Rare Friend Week, Accepting Week, and Impression Week. I hope to see people make 3 in 1 videos. Something like that. I wish to see everyone else. And DFTBA ever. And now...